Hi friends, Tara here. I am going to be reviewing the Guava family Lotus travel crib today. I've seen it a ton on different social medias and things like that. I have traveled overnight with my little one. I did the cheap thing and I said, okay, I'm just going to use the pack and play that's at the hotel. I even practiced with a neighbor's pack and play for a little bit to see if she would sleep well in that. It was a disaster. She did not like sleeping in it, and I'm going to tell you why I think that is. If you look at a lot of the pack and plays, the mattress is sort of suspended a little bit off the ground, right? So when you put her down, or you put your little one down, I think there's like a little bit of slumping, and then if she moves around, it kind of swings a bit, very little bit, but I think that's what was bothering her. So I looked for travel cribs that did not have that, where the bottom sat directly on the floor. I narrowed it down to a few, and this time I said, I'm not going to be cheap about it. I'm going to invest the money in it. We do want to be a family that travels. We always were a couple that traveled a lot. We even did sort of an adult study abroad where we, spent 3-4 months in Europe and just going around the US and things like that. And so we want to be able to take our little one with us, but there's prep work and there's practice and things like that to make sure that we're able to do that. So I wanted to invest the money in the crib, and hopefully that'll make our travel a little bit easier. So I'm really excited. Let's get to it. Here is the crib. When I was looking online, I had narrowed it down to this one and then the Baby Bjorn. I don't remember pricing, how they were similar in pricing. I remember that. I did like the look of the Baby Bjorn a little bit better than this one, but what sold me is that this can be considered a carry-on. It is carry-on size. Maybe you can tell by looking at it, but it's quite small, and so you can use this as a carry-on. I don't like to check anything if I can help it. Sometimes I think I'm going to end up having to do that. With the baby, you just have more stuff, but the fact that that is an option for this one is a huge plus for me. Also, with the carry-on piece, one thing you want to also note here, so on the back, you can actually open this up and voila, there are backpack straps. So for me, I did put this on. It's about 20 pounds, so it's a little bit heavy to actually carry as a backpack for a long period of time. I think I could do it for a short period of time, or just give it to my husband if he's traveling with us for that one. But that's an option. Of course, there are straps here as well that you can use to carry it. One of the first things I noticed when I opened up the crib is I really do feel like the quality was there. It feels very different than some of the cheaper kind of pack and plays that I used. I spent about $300 on the whole set. So I got the crib, I got, there's a sheet, a specific type of sheet that goes with it. I think you can use a regular sheet if you want to. I just was lazy and just went with the one that they had. I also got a cover, so I'm going to show you all of those things. When you open up the crib or the packaging here, I still have the plastic on, I'll take that off in a second. But as you can see, this here is the mattress that goes on the bottom. So everything is sort of folded into the mattress of this. What I really appreciated about this is that I've had sort of playpens and things like that that come with a carrying case or something, but it's really difficult to get all the materials back in there. You have to do a lot of squeezing and stuff. This seemed, I opened it up and closed it and stored it back a couple times before making this video, and I found it fit pretty well. And I actually have the crib sheet and the kind of cover weren't included inside the packaging originally, and I have put it in here and it still fits comfortably. So to me, that is a big plus, that the traveling case is an actual usable traveling case. I don't want to be jamming everything in, on the last day of my trip. Okay, so I have unpacked the mattress here. I took off the plastic, and this is the actual crib. So look how small this folds into. It's quite small. So it's great. Like I said, like this fabric, it feels like a really good quality fabric. So I do feel like I'm getting my money's worth for this. So I'm gonna set it up for you now just so you can see how that goes. I would say the setup is very intuitive, and the takedown, once you understand how to do it, is really easy, but I had to look into the directions in order to figure out how to do that. So hopefully this video will save you that. So I have the crib essentially upside down on the bed right now. You could tell because the legs are on the top, and this right here, which is supposed to be the top of the crib, is on the bottom. There are a few ways you could do this, but really all you have to do is open up the legs and you can already see that it's coming together, and then you pull it apart. So I'm going to put it on the floor now, and then there's a little bit of clicking in place. I also want to show you the two accessories that I bought with the crib sort of as a bundle deal. So the first one is the sheet, very wrinkly. I haven't washed it yet. What you'll notice though is that there are holes in it, and you're like, Tara, you better get a refund for that. But actually there are 8 holes there on purpose, and really what they are is they slip into the crib so that, sorry, not the crib, the mattress has little hooks so that the sheet doesn't come up. So I do believe you can use a regular sheet. You'd have to check the dimensions on it, but I just went ahead and bought the sheet that came with it. I don't remember how much it was, but I remember thinking it's not too much, and just to have the peace of mind that it's not gonna slip up during the middle of the night. My little one is 11 months, so I'm less concerned about, you know, fabrics being in the way or anything like that, but you know, we do intend to keep this and use it if we have another kid, and so, you know, when they're really little, I think something like that is just a peace of mind that I want to have. You decide what is right for you. The other accessory that I purchased was the shade cover. So this is supposed to decrease some of the light coming into the crib, but still leaves a side open for some airflow. My little one does sleep better when it's nice and dark. She doesn't need complete darkness, but complete darkness is really nice. So I thought this would be nice if we were at a place where we just didn't have as much control over the lighting situation, or even just during nap time. If we're in a hotel and maybe we want to keep a light on or two so that we can see, this would be really nice. I have not put this on the crib yet, so you are going to be here witnessing it with me. So hopefully I can make it look somewhat graceful. I have assembled the sunshade, and I actually turned the crib to the side so you can kind of get a better view. First off, I chose the gray shade. There are some other colors as well. I just like the gray because it is just a little more neutral there. So the reason I put it on the side is that you can see here, this is the shade, and then this part is the crib. So what was really appealing to me about this is that it doesn't cover the crib entirely. I know the Slumber Pod is a popular product. I haven't explored it too much, only because I worry a little bit about airflow. I'm sure it's probably fine, and I will still worry, so I don't want to purchase a product that's going to have me worrying. This one at least cuts back on a lot of the light while still allowing some airflow. So it's completely covered in the back here, you can see that, and then in the front, it's completely open. So now I'm going to show you how to break down the Lotus crib. It's not hard, but you wouldn't just figure it out by looking at it or just playing around with it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Once you get it, it'll be super simple. Before I do that though, I do want to show you on one side, there are instructions on how to set up the crib, and on the other on how to pack it, which is really cool. Theoretically, you could cut this off. I don't know why you would though, because the instructions are right there. If it's something that you're not using often, you might forget in between. So I think those are super useful and just a really nice touch. So I've already taken the mattress out, easy to do, so I didn't show that to you. First thing you want to do is find the up arrows that are on the outside of the crib. So if you look here, there's an up arrow, there's one over here as well. So they're kind of diagonal-ish to each other. So that means that underneath there's a little place where you pull and watch, and it folds in, right? So that little pull up will allow it to fold in. So this is the part where some people get confused because they're like, well, what do I do? Where do I put this? So the company made it really easy by having some visuals here. So if you look here, I don't know how well you can see it, there's a star and then there's another star over here. And there's a moon and a moon here. So what they're telling you is that you want to pull the moons together, you want to pull the stars together, and that's going to make a zigzag pattern. So I'm going to go back to my arrows. Here we go. Lift. And then I'm pulling my moons together, and then the stars are going together as well. So you see now I have a zigzag to close this up. I like to just continue folding the entire thing. Now I'm going to flip it over. Now here's the part that got me when I first tried to close it. I was like, why will these legs not fold? And the trick is you have to pull up a little bit for it to be able to fold. If you don't pull up, it's gonna stay upwards, which, you know, basically it's a locking mechanism. So you just pull up on all four legs and then you fold them down. Sometimes you have to play around so that the legs don't overlap, but as you can see, pretty small. Look at that, already pretty small. So now I'm going to show you how to load it back into the carry case. You'll notice inside there's a little pocket. You can put the manual here. I think you could put out other things that you wanted to as well, maybe even the sheet. So all you're going to do is use the mattress, and it has kind of built-in fold points, and you're going to use that to sort of create the case of the carrying case. So I've created the case there, and actually I probably shouldn't have put this part on. So then this opens up and you put the crib part in there. There you go, fits really nicely as you can see. Like I said earlier, I actually threw in the same compartment. You see there's little spaces here. So I put the sunshade on one part, I put the sheet on the other, and it made a nice little all-inclusive sort of situation here. So you do that, cover the top here. And you are all done. I did not speed that up, so you are able to see that this is really easy to pack, really easy to open, feels like great quality. I have not tried it yet for the little one to sleep in. I'm very excited to do that, and I will report back both on our practice run and after our real life trial when we do our trip to New Orleans.